Welcome to our deep dive into Diwali. I think most people probably know it as the Festival of Lights, right? All those amazing displays of lights and colors and all the unique traditions.
Yeah, but we're going deeper today. There's a reason it's celebrated by literally millions around the world, and I think we're going to find out why.
Okay, so beyond all the stunning visuals,
Mhm.
what is it that makes Diwali so special for so many?
Well, at its heart, it's really all about the triumph of light over darkness, right? Good over evil.
So each of those dayas, those little clay lamps, it's like they represent a little glimmer of hope.
Yeah, exactly. Each one sort of embodies this whole idea of renewal. They're like, reminding us that no matter how dark things get, light will always, find a way.
I bet seeing all those streets and homes lit up with countless dayas is just, wow, incredibly powerful.
Well, it's definitely a sight to behold. And it all kind of ties back to the name Diwali itself, actually. It comes from the Sanskrit word Deepavali, which means, row of lights. But it's not just about the physical lamps, is it? It symbolizes, a deeper illumination, the light of wisdom and kindness and community.
So it's like inner and outer light both. That's
Yeah.
pretty fascinating. And Diwali is celebrated in so many different ways across India, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like Diwali is just so diverse. And each region adds these like unique layers of meaning to the celebration. Like, for example, in South India, Diwali is really focused on Lord Krishna's victory over the demon Narakasura.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that story? What does it represent?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's that classic, good versus evil thing, but on a more personal level, I think it encourages people to confront their own inner demons, right? Like the negative parts of themselves. It's all about striving for self-improvement.
So it's not just like good versus evil out there in the world, but also about our own personal challenges and, trying to become better versions of ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's a reminder that we all have our own inner battles to fight. Diwali just encourages us to tap into our inner strength and come out on top.
That is such a powerful message. It's amazing how a festival can tie all these really profound ideas together with all the joyful celebrations.
Well, and speaking of those celebrations, one of the most heartwarming parts of Diwali has got to be like how it brings families together.
Hmm.
The creation of Rangoli, for example, is a beautiful tradition that involves the whole family.
Right. Those Rangoli patterns, I've seen pictures. They're so intricate and colorful. What's the meaning behind them?
Well, they're a lot more than decorations. Traditionally, rangolis are created at the entrance to homes. It's to symbolize a warm welcome, not just for guests, but for good fortune and all that positive energy.
So it's like inviting those good things into your home, into your life.
Exactly. And families, they work together, they collaborate to create these beautiful designs using colored rice powders, flower petals. It's a wonderful expression of creativity and togetherness.
That sounds like a truly special experience.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget about the food, the amazing food that goes with Diwali.
Oh, absolutely. No Diwali celebration would be complete without, mithai, all those delicious Indian sweets,
Mhm.
from like that rich, dense barfi to, melt in your mouth laddu and that crispy, syrupy jalebi, that's just a sweet treat for absolutely every palate.
Sharing all those sweets sounds like such a perfect way to spread the joy of Diwali.
Well, it's more than just, satisfying a sweet tooth, isn't it? Sharing mithai is really a gesture of goodwill and happiness. It's a way of extending good wishes to your loved ones, your neighbors, everyone.
Yeah. It's really interesting how food is like such a crucial part of these cultural celebrations. It brings people together, fosters a sense of community and connection.
Yeah, for sure. And gift giving is a big part of Diwali too. People exchange gifts, things like clothes, jewelry, even silver coins, which are, they're thought to symbolize prosperity and good luck.
It kind of reminds me of, holiday gift giving in other cultures.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to show appreciation for those you're closest to.
Yeah. And it's not just about, giving to friends and family either. Diwali really inspires this like spirit of generosity toward the whole community. A lot of people donate to charities, they volunteer their time, or they'll find ways to help those in need.
So it's a time to look at the blessings in your own life and kind of share that outward.
Precisely. Diwali encourages us to remember those who are less fortunate, and it reminds us that real joy comes from sharing our blessings and spreading that positivity around.
Wow. I have to say, I already have a much deeper appreciation for Diwali. I had no idea it was this multifaceted.
Oh, there's so much to explore,
Yeah.
and we're really just getting started.
I am excited to dive even deeper.
Well, here's another interesting thing about Diwali. It's not just celebrated in India anymore. You've got these large-scale events happening in cities like New York, London, even Melbourne.
That's amazing. So how did Diwali spread so widely?
Well, the Indian diaspora has played a huge role, right? As people migrated from India to different parts of the world, they brought their culture with them, including the traditions of Diwali.
So it's a story of cultural exchange and, the preservation of traditions.
Absolutely. And these communities, they shared their traditions with their new neighbors and friends. So that led to like a much wider appreciation and celebration of Diwali, globally.
What a beautiful example of how powerful culture is. It can connect people from completely different backgrounds.
For sure. And a lot of these celebrations actually happen in the form of these vibrant Diwali fairs. People can experience Indian culture firsthand. The traditional music and dance, the delicious food, the intricate crafts, all of it.
It sounds like a fantastic way to get a feel for the festive atmosphere and learn more about Diwali.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a great way to experience all the energy and joy of the festival, firsthand.
It seems like Diwali is also, it's more than just the parties and the lights, right? There's like a pretty deep spiritual side to it as well, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. For many people, Diwali is actually a time for introspection, prayer, and, really connecting with their spirituality. It's about like cleansing the old and welcoming the new.
So time for spiritual renewal as well.
Yeah, precisely. People will often start by cleaning and decorating their homes as a symbol of a fresh start. Then they perform puja. It's a form of worship to Lakshmi, who is the goddess of wealth and prosperity, and Ganesha, who is the remover of obstacles.
Okay, so what's the significance of specifically worshiping Lakshmi and Ganesha during Diwali?
Well, Lakshmi, she represents abundance and prosperity, not just in terms of money, but also like knowledge, good health, and even spiritual growth. So
No.
worshiping her during Diwali is kind of like a way to invite those blessings into the new year, right?
That makes sense. What about Ganesha?
Well, Ganesha is known as the remover of obstacles. So by seeking his blessings, people hope to clear away uh, any challenges or negativity that might be in their way as they pursue their goals and aspirations.
So starting the year off on like a clean slate, both physically and spiritually.
Exactly. It's really a time for reflection, for letting go of the past, and then setting positive intentions for what's ahead. It's a beautiful way to kind of align yourself with that whole, energy of new beginnings that Diwali represents.
This is also fascinating. I'm really learning so much about how much depth and meaning is behind Diwali.
And there's still so much more to discover.
Earlier, you mentioned all the regional diversity and how Diwali is celebrated. Are there any other like unique ways that it's celebrated across India?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We were talking about South India with, their focus on Lord Krishna's victory. Well, up in Gujarat, Diwali is actually when they start a new financial year.
Mm.
So it's pretty interesting how they've combined, the spiritual and practical sides of life.
I never thought about that connection before. Does that mean like are there special traditions in Gujarat related to prosperity and wealth as part of Diwali?
Oh, absolutely. Diwali in Gujarat is really closely associated with Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. And a lot of merchants and business owners will actually open new account books on Diwali to, seek her blessings for a good financial year. It's a time for new beginnings, not just spiritually, but also, materially.
So like a double celebration of new beginnings. It's a time for spiritual reflection, but also for setting financial goals for the year ahead.
Exactly. It really shows how Diwali blends together the sacred and the secular. It acknowledges how important both spiritual and material well-being are.
It's pretty incredible how one festival can have so many layers of meaning.
It really speaks to the richness and depth of Indian culture, doesn't it? And speaking of richness, we can't forget about, that beautiful custom of gift giving during Diwali.
Right. You mentioned before that people exchange gifts like clothes and jewelry and even silver coins. Is there any like special meaning to these gifts?
Well, yeah, a lot of them have symbolic meanings, right? Clothes kind of represent a fresh start. Jewelry symbolizes, prosperity and good fortune. And silver coins, well, they're supposed to bring wealth and luck. It's really all about, expressing love and well wishes for the coming year.
So it's not just about the actual gift itself, but like the thought behind it, the symbolism.
Exactly. It's a way to show you care, to, shower your loved ones with blessings for good health, happiness, and success in the year to come.
And like you said earlier, that spirit of giving goes beyond just like your close friends and family, right? It inspires those acts of generosity in the wider community too. Are there any specific ways people give back during Diwali?
Oh, there are tons of ways. Some people will donate to charities, ones that support education or healthcare or help to reduce poverty. Other people might volunteer their time at temples or community organizations. Maybe they offer food or help out people in need. It's a time to really think about your own blessings and how you can share them with others.
It sounds like Diwali creates such a strong sense of unity and compassion. It's like it encourages people to come together and really support each other.
That's it, exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all connected, and understanding that our well-being is tied to the well-being of those around us. That spirit of giving and sharing, I think that's really the heart of Diwali.
We've talked a lot about the traditions and celebrations in India, but you also mentioned Diwali being celebrated globally. Can you talk a little more about that?
It is amazing to see how Diwali has kind of, gone beyond just India's borders. All these cities around the world are hosting these huge Diwali festivals now, and they attract people from all kinds of backgrounds.
What do you think it is that draws people to these celebrations? Especially, people who might not have a direct connection to Indian culture.
I think it's the universal message of Diwali, the triumph of light over darkness, good over evil, the importance of family and community, the spirit of generosity and new beginnings. These are values that, they go beyond culture. They speak to something deeper in all of us.
So it's about more than just the spectacle, the lights, and all the fun.
Mhm.
It's about connecting to these themes, these ideas that resonate with everyone.
Exactly. Diwali has this powerful message of hope and renewal. It reminds us that even when things are tough, there's always light to guide us forward. And I think that message is something that everyone, no matter who they are or where they come from, can find inspiring.
So speaking of inspiring, are there ways that people who haven't celebrated Diwali before can experience it and learn about it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Going to a local Diwali celebration is a great way to just dive in and really feel the festive atmosphere. You could also check out Indian cultural centers or museums to learn about the history and what Diwali means.
Are there any good online resources you recommend for people who want to like learn more in depth?
There are tons of amazing websites and documentaries out there that give you all sorts of insights into the traditions, the stories, the symbolism of Diwali. You can even find recipes for traditional Diwali sweets and decorations if you want to try making some yourself.
Wow, it sounds like there are just so many ways to connect with Diwali, whether you've got a background in it or not.
For sure. And I think it's really worth it. Experiencing Diwali, it can be super enriching. It gives you these insights, not just into Indian culture, but into these like universal values that I think, connect us all.
And as part of this whole celebration of Diwali, there's a special day dedicated to siblings, right? It's called Bhai Dooj.
Yeah, Bhai Dooj is a really sweet tradition that celebrates the special bond between brothers and sisters.
Can you tell us a bit more about what people do for Bhai Dooj and what it means?
Well, it's a day when sisters pray for their brother's well-being and, that they have a long life. They'll apply a tilak, which is like a mark on the forehead, and perform arti, a ritual with light. It symbolizes like their love and protection for their brothers. And in return, brothers give their sisters gifts and promise to always support and protect them.
Oh, that's such a beautiful way to show that family love and care.
It really is. Baidu just reinforces how important family is. And it celebrates that unique relationship between siblings. It reminds us to cherish those bonds and, to be there for each other.
It's amazing how Diwali manages to bring in so many different parts of life, right? You've got the spiritual reflection, personal growth, family ties, community involvement. It's all there.
It's truly multifaceted, that's for sure. There's something in Diwali for everyone.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm curious, what is it about Diwali that really resonates with you personally?
Hmm. Well, I think what I find most inspiring about Diwali is its message of hope and renewal. It's a reminder that even when things seem dark, there's always light to guide us. And that light can come from so many places. From inside ourselves, from the people we love, from our communities, even from, the divine. That message it fills me with optimism. It reminds me how powerful the human spirit is, how we can overcome anything and create a better future.
That is a beautiful way to put it. And I think it's something we can all hold on to, not just during Diwali, but, all year round.
Absolutely. The spirit of Diwali can inspire us to be beacons of light ourselves in our own lives and in the world around us.
And to remember that even a tiny little spark can make a difference, can light the way.
Yeah, beautifully said.
As we're wrapping up our deep dive into Diwali, I keep thinking about how much it focuses on new beginnings.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, isn't it? Diwali's not just, celebrating the light winning over darkness. It's about embracing a chance to start fresh.
It's like the whole festival is just buzzing with that hope and renewal.
It really is contagious. It pushes people to look back at the past year, let go of anything that's holding them back, and then look ahead with, positive intentions.
So it's a moment to really assess where you're at and consciously decide what direction you want to go in.
Exactly. It's all about using that Diwali energy to create positive change for yourself and for the world, too.
We've talked about the spiritual side of Diwali, the family traditions, the celebrations in the community. It's amazing how it all comes together to create such a meaningful experience.
It's like a beautiful tapestry, with all these threads of light and hope and generosity and love woven in.
And even though Diwali is built on these ancient traditions, it still feels so relevant to our lives today.
Oh, definitely. The messages of Diwali, they're timeless, they're universal. They speak to that, that part of us that wants light to win over darkness, for good to always triumph over evil, for connection, community, you know.
For those of us who may not celebrate Diwali in the traditional sense, are there ways we can still connect with the spirit of it, like bring its messages into our own lives?
Totally. We can all embrace what Diwali's about, right? Cultivating that inner light through looking inward, working on ourselves by spreading kindness and generosity in our communities, and just, looking for those chances to celebrate all the good that's out there.
So it's about finding ways to live those Diwali values every day.
Exactly. We light our own inner diyas, so to speak, by practicing gratitude, by spreading joy, and making a positive impact on the people around us.
I love that. It's a great reminder that each of us has the power to be a light for others.
And as we've seen with Diwali becoming, a global celebration, that light can shine beyond any culture or borders. It connects us all in this beautiful way.
This deep dive has been incredible. I feel like I have such a better understanding of Diwali. I really appreciate it.
It's been great exploring it all with you.
And to everyone out there who's celebrating Diwali, we wish you a truly joyous and meaningful festival full of light and love and laughter.
May the spirit of Diwali brighten your hearts and homes and bring you all peace and prosperity and happiness.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey as we explore the amazing world of Diwali.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Until next time, keep those inner diyas shining bright.